LaMelo Ball. 6 years in Charlotte, countless viral highlights, 0 playoff games. The supposed franchise savior who's really just the king of Instagram clips? Today, we're diving into why the Hornets need to face reality. The LaMelo experiment has failed, and it's time to move on before it's too late. Let's get into it.
What can you get for a guy like LaMelo Ball? Like, what's his value?
His value is probably a little bit lower than 13-year-olds. When it's rolling, it's fun. The shot making, again, the passing, it's not somebody who's without talent, because that would be so unfair of me to say. But his approach to the game holds your franchise back.
He plays street basketball.
And you think that's going to change?
I think he has to be more serious about what he does on the court.
I don't see that happening, right?
Why not?
I think he already got his.
Now they've brought in 3 really good young players since drafting LaMelo Ball. Is this the time to maybe pivot?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
When you're a franchise guy in a big market, the heat is on 100 times harder than in a small market. In small markets, if you've got a star, fans are just happy to have someone worth tuning in for every night. Perfect example? LaMelo Ball in Charlotte. He's been the face of that franchise for 6 years now. Don't get me wrong, Melo's highlights are absolutely insane. On any given night, it's straight up Harlem Globetrotter vibes.
He's going to average a lot of points. He is an electric player. He's very fun to watch. Like, he's super talented, 6'7", 6'6" point guard that can kind of dime, shoot the ball from deep. He is must-watch TV, and no one's watching.
If you only watch LaMelo Ball's mixtapes and highlights, you'd swear he's the best point guard in the East and a top 10 player in the NBA. But unless you're a die-hard Hornets fan catching every game, you don't really know the full story of who LaMelo Ball is, the good and the bad. And honestly, that works out pretty well for him. Down in Charlotte, when he has one viral play, one crazy highlight, it spreads across NBA Twitter and Instagram instantly. Everyone sees it. But when he makes a dumb play, throws a careless turnover, or just isn't playing at all, nobody really notices. Nobody cares. They genuinely don't know. For LaMelo Ball, that's the best of both worlds.
Clock at 4. Ball to the basket. Puts it up. Missed it.
The Hornets' way.
Shot clock at 5. LaMelo from the hash mark.
Whether he's behind the line or creating contact.
The more you actually watch LaMelo play, the less impressed you become. In my eyes, he's a highlight player, a social media star. Yeah, you get those flashes of brilliance, but you also get bonehead mistakes, sloppy turnovers, and terrible shot selection. And here's the kicker. This was LaMelo's problem in year 1, and it's still his problem in year 6. Looking at his NBA career, he's grown a little bit, but after year 3, he hasn't gotten much better. Actually, he's stagnated and in some ways gotten worse. Here's some perspective. Back in 2023 on ESPN's Top 100 list, LaMelo Ball was ranked 23rd, ahead of Luka Doncic and Zion Williamson. He was ranked higher than Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Bam Adebayo, and SGA. Yeah, that didn't age well. Every single one of those guys has passed him, and some has straight up lapped him. And look at his own draft class. LaMelo won Rookie of the Year in 2020 over Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton. Back then, all 3 were seen as future stars, guys who'd be pillars of the NBA. Fast forward to now, Halliburton made the NBA Finals, started the All-Star game, made the Olympic team. Ant-Man, similar success. Meanwhile, Melo in Charlotte has done nothing. And unlike those two, his game hasn't evolved from year 3 to year 6.
Through a bunch of coaches, you can see at different times. Every coach that he's had has had moments of like frustration with his approach. But I look at some of the LaMelo numbers, like he's at 41% overall this season, and he takes the most shots per game in the NBA.
Closing off the gaps.
Ball bricks that one.
In 2025, LaMelo Ball is basically the East Coast Ja Morant with way less buzz. Just like Ja, after year 3, Melo is who he is. He hasn't really changed. Check out the stats this season. His points per game are the lowest since 2022. Field goal percentage, career low. 3-point percentage, also career low. Turnovers, second highest of his career. This isn't good, this is bad. For a guy approaching 25 years old in year 6, when you're supposed to be hitting your prime and taking that next step, LaMelo is flatlining and actually getting worse. If you're trying to figure out if someone is a franchise superstar, by age 24 or 25, you know what you've got. LaMelo Ball is a great AAU player, an incredible one-man show. But check this out. In the past 2 years, 51 players in the NBA have averaged 20-plus points per game. LaMelo's one of them. Now, when you rank Melo against these other high-volume scorers, his peers, the numbers are brutal. Field goal percentage, dead last. 2-point percentage, 59th out of 51. 3-point percentage, 41st. Overall shooting percentage, dead last again. Turnovers, 45th. So there it is. LaMelo Ball compared to the league's best offensive players, the high-usage guys, and he's at the bottom in basically every shooting category. In 2025, when shooting is everything, being this inefficient on high volume is straight up unacceptable. For a supposed franchise player, these numbers are embarrassing.
It's street basketball.
And you think that's going to change?
I think he has to be more serious about what he does on the court.
I don't see that happening, right?
Why not?
I think he already at his ceiling.
Comes down and he takes one-legged shots. I want to see him play meaningful basketball to try to win. He's probably not going to win nothing in Charlotte. Let's be honest. But I want him to play like he's trying to win.
Make for layup. Hornets down 11. LaMelo. What the fuck?
The Hornets are terrible, and they've been terrible for 20 years. Charlotte has way bigger problems than just LaMelo. But here's my point. If he was truly that guy, that franchise-changing superstar, by year 6, he would have done something meaningful, at least made the playoffs. I know Charlotte's a mess, but the playoffs in the East are a super low bar. So, what's the move? To me, it's obvious. The LaMelo Ball era in Charlotte is officially done and needs to end this season. When you look at their young core, guys like Brandon Miller, Mark Williams, even Nick Richards, that's the future. Those are the pillars to build around. LaMelo had his chance, he didn't deliver. He's just not that franchise guy you build around heading into the 2030s. It's over. And let me be clear about something. LaMelo Ball is an NBA player. He's a high-risk, high-reward guy. On his best nights, he's absolutely incredible. On his worst nights, he's one of the worst offensive players you'll ever see. For LaMelo, that's just how it goes. And Charlotte knows this all too well. But here's the biggest problem of all. Not the turnovers, not the bad shot selection, not even the inconsistency. The biggest issue with LaMelo Ball is he simply doesn't play enough to be a franchise superstar. For me, if you're the guy, the bare minimum is 70 games per season. Ideally, you want 75. The last time LaMelo cracked 60 games was in year 3. We're now in year 6. Look at the games he's missed. 2023, 46 games, over half the season. 2024, 60 games, again, over half. In 2025-26, he's already missed 35 games, almost half. And so far this season, 6 games missed out of just 15 played. It never ends. If you're trying to build a winning culture, a culture of competing, and your franchise player is missing this much time consistently for 4 straight years, that's a death sentence, even in the weak Eastern Conference. And here's the most damning stat of all. Look at Zion Williamson. Over the past 4 years, Zion has played 136 games. LaMelo Ball, just 115. Think about that. Bottom line, you had your run, or at least kind of had your run, and now it's over. It's time to move on. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you next time.